Alright, welcome back to Life Dave. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to mark out any little holes and voids that I can see still. We've just sanded this off. So any little bits that I'm not happy are going to glass over nicely, that need attention now, need a little bit more filler in there so that we don't trap a void in there. So yeah, I'm just going to go through that now. It's all been acetone. And yeah, let's get it marked out so I can see where we've got to fill, and hopefully that way we don't miss it. Welcome back to Life of Dave. So let the dust settle for a little bit. Just so I can talk to you, it's a bit easy without the mask on. So what we've got now is got a little marker pen, pencil, whatever you want to use. And there's a couple of voids up here that I've missed. Tiny little things, so you know, it's very easy to overlook. All we're going to do is go around and mark them all. That's it, and that's all we're doing. We're going to mark any little areas that I see that want attention before we glass it up. So there's two there. I'm only going to glass, I mean, this is where I'm putting the locker in. So we're coming up to, say, there. So that's me locker, roughly there. So that's the only bit I need to concentrate on, but I'm going to glass, I mean obviously I've got to get the next one, so I'm going to overlap it. So I'm going to come up to, say, here, because this end, so I've still got all this to clean, so I don't want to glass right up to here. It makes it really awkward to clean this up and then overlap it. So if I come up to here, then I can clean that off and then I can overlap back over that. It's all got to be tied in and overlapped. There's no point just glassing butt up to it, next to it. So that's the plan anyway. So I'm just going to concentrate on the area I need to do at the moment. It's a little rough spot there. It's not a void, but it's like the edge of the filler. Well, I haven't quite sanded it enough. I did see one up here. I should put my glasses on, I think. Well, I've got the light coming through the window, and it's basically, I've got the light in my eyes, I can't see what I'm looking at, but you can see how thin that is. You see the sunshine coming through this? That's the sunlight. That's what it should look like, that bit there. That's the sunlight coming through there. Hence why I want to put a bit more meat on there and glass it over so I know we've got some thickness. So I don't know how thick this is at the moment. Now I see another tiny little void. To be honest, it was so micro, it ain't going to cause a problem, but if I can find it, I'd rather fill it. I mean, some of these are really small. I'm talking tiny. I'm being fussy, you know. They'd probably be absolutely fine. And there's this little dip here, which, although it's not a void, I'm not happy about it being there. I'm just going to try and level that up a bit. Well, I'm sure there was one in the middle here somewhere, but I'm scuppered if I can see it. And my eyes ain't as good as they used to be. It might have been these two that I was looking at, but I thought there was one around here. Well, I cannot see one anywhere along there. Maybe it was these two that I was looking at. I see it when I was sanding and I thought, don't forget that. Yeah, it might have been these two looking at it. I can't see any others. It was on this edge. No, right, okay, moving on. I've got all day. So this bit here needs attention, but like I say, I've got to sort that out when I sand this side. I'm not going to worry about doing that just yet. This bit here, that's the edge of the filler. There, there's a step there. So again, that will trap air, making a void. A bit closer so you can see. So this is a high spot, this is the high side, and that's the low side, so there's a gap there. So if I glass over that, I'll make a big void in this area, just a massive bubble. So that's got to be done. And that could do a little bit filler over there. So it's worth just taking your time. You don't want to be all day, but you know, go over your work, make sure you're happy with it before you do your glassing. Once you've put your glass on, that's it. You ain't getting to none of this again. That's gone. That wants a little bit of pud. That's just the edge of the glass where I put the glass in there. There it is. That's the one I was probably thinking of. A couple of little voids there. Yeah, there. This is where we're starting to sand into the glass there. Tiny little pit holes in that. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I know I see some. So then all you've got to do when you're putting your filler on is anywhere where there's a black line or ring, circle, whatever, you know you've got a void. Again, I'm just marking the ones that I'm seeing at this end, but I'm not worried about it because I've only got a glass up to here. Put a bit down there. Like I say, this is so wavy. It ain't never going to be flat without putting a huge build up on here. And like I say, I don't want that amount of build up because the weight would be immense, you know. I'd need a huge engine just to push it through the water. Right, I think that is me done. I'll say the underside of this hasn't got to look pretty. You ain't got to see it. It's got to be boxed in, but it's got to be flat so I can glass it. If I glass over ripples, I'll say, you know, you might as well not bother. You know, it's not going to stick properly. You know, you're going to have big holes in it and voids. There's a little low spot there. The more voids you got in it, you know, the worse the layout is. The less strength there is in it, you know, it's just not done right. You know, I'm no professional when it comes to glassing, but I do know the difference between a good job and a bad job. I want it done as good as I can do it. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, if I see any more whilst I'm running around with my filler, I'll just slap a bit in it. But here comes the rain again. Here comes the rain again. So next time on Life of Dave, karaoke. I'm going to have a little sing-song and get together. No, stick to the glass. No singing. Right, so there we go. So I've marked out what I think needs looking at on there. It's not loads, but enough. So we've got to transition this in. This is where I put the glass in on this corner. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. So I'm not going to go right round the corner. I'm just going to run that down there somewhere. This is glassed up to there, so we're going to transition that a little bit under here. Couple of little dings up here, little voids there. And we've got these ones here. One there, tiny mark there. I wouldn't bother about if it weren't the fact I'm going to have the stuff mixed up. Tiny little couple of diddly little voids there. I've just circled the group with the cluster. Couple of lines there. This is a cluster of little voids where I've sanded into that glass, and it's, you know, it's just taken the top off, opening up the pores of the glass underneath, if you like. Couple of little marks there again. I wouldn't even bother about them if it weren't for the fact I've got it mixed up. Same here, little smear over them, and that's about it really. So yeah, really, in all honesty, a pretty good job with that pudding. last time round. Pretty pleased with how it's come out. And like I say, these bits that I'm looking at there, these are really minor. I mean, other than that one, I reckon I could glass over the rest of them without any issue or very little. Yeah, you wouldn't notice it. But, you know, me being me, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Right, I've got to get this lot cleaned up. Brush off the dust, mix up some pudding, and I'll be back in a moment. Right, mask's back on, so hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. So quite a small amount I'm knocking up here. If I need a little more, I'll mix up a little bit more. I don't want to do too much because, like I say, I'm only doing small amounts. So MEKP, the catalyst for this stuff. This is a polyester based product, so same as your fiberglass resin that I'm using in polyester. So it's all compatible. Whether you're mixing up a little or a lot, make sure you mix it thoroughly. You need that met throughout the product. Any that hasn't got it in ain't gonna set. Right, so we've got our stuff mixed up. Let's get it on. So start with the top here with these two little voids. These are really tiny, but they're voids nonetheless, so they don't need a huge amount of build up. I just need to push this stuff into them to fill them up. I'm not looking for any sort of build, I'm just looking to cover them so that there's no holes there, no air. There's a little line here that I made for a little lines there because there was a bit there that was a little askew, shall we say. So a little edgy there, so again that's another potential for a void. So fill it. That line's where we are coming to with the locker. Tiny little mark there, and I mean tiny. You know, I wouldn't have bothered with it if it wasn't for the fact I've got the stuff in me. And anyway, a bit like when you say to the painter, why you got the paint in the gun, mate? Spray the rest over. You know, so. While I've got it mixed up, I might as well fill it. Put it on, but not too thick, and not whack it out of the low spot as I smooth it out. It can be quite tricky. The edge of your spreader running a line down it, things like that. That will give me the potential for yet another void. You're trying to lose the voids, yeah. It's all good fun. Good there. pretty much whacked it on, wiped it off. So I'm just going over any extra little bits that I see as I go. I've got my marked holes, so as long as they're all done, we're all good. Plus anything, like I say, that I see that I haven't, you know, get it all done. It's the only chance I've got now to sort this out. Once I've glassed it over, that's it, it's done. Pretty much done now, so the last little bit now. I'll say if I've got any left, I'll sort this out. It doesn't really matter if I don't. Otherwise, mix up some more and just do that. That's not really so much of an issue, more of just the end of the glass where I've got to last time. Funny, as the light changes as well, you can sometimes see more or less. Yeah, sometimes you'll look at something and think, yeah, it looks great. And the light will change, you think, Jesus Christ, how did I miss that? Ideally, I'd wipe this on from the other way, but I can't wipe it on from the other way. I've got to work away from the side. Right, that's it, away I'm out. Oh, not what you can see out there, but it's looking pretty darn grey. Right, that's this one done for now, so I'm going to get some glass measured and cut out, and next job is to get that glass in. I've got to check the time before I start glassing though, so we'll have a look. I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to have to sand all that down again next week when I turn up. Right, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.